Hey there, you're looking kind of cute. Have you ever considered subscribing? Let's have some fun. Sonia was undeniably one of the best hairdressers in town. Her skill with scissors was matched only by her magnetic charm. She stood tall at 5 feet 8 inches, carried herself with an athletic poise, and possessed warm, hazel brown eyes that sparkled with confidence. But it was her hair that often turned heads, long, straight, and a deep, rich brown, accented with light brown highlights that shimmered like sun-kissed silk. That particular Saturday morning found her seated in her chic salon, flipping through the appointment list. A smile formed when she saw a familiar name, Nisha. Her dear friend was scheduled for a haircut that afternoon. It had been far too long since they last connected, and the prospect of a catch-up made her morning brighter. As the clock struck the hour, Nisha arrived right on time, and the two friends embraced warmly. Sonia, always observant, noticed a change. "Hey, Nisha, you've lost some weight since I last saw you. You look tired. Is everything all right?" Nisha managed a faint smile. "I'm okay. Just finished my exams today. Haven't slept in ages. Maybe that's why." Sonia gestured to the salon chair and gently guided her into it, draping a cape around her shoulders with the familiar ease of a seasoned stylist. As she ran her fingers through Nisha's long strands, she nodded appreciatively. "Your hair's grown really long. Looks good too. So, what are we thinking today?" Nisha met her gaze in the mirror with surprising resolve. "Chop them. All of it. Give me a short bob." She exhaled deeply, as if the words themselves were an emotional release. "I'm done with long hair. I need a change." Sonia paused, sensing that this decision was rooted in something deeper than fashion. "Okay, something's not right. Nisha, talk to me. What's going on?" Tears welled up in Nisha's eyes. "Rahul dumped me. We dated for a year. We even slept together multiple times. And now, just like that, he says he's done and wants something new. It's not even the breakup that hurts. It's the realization that I was just being used. A doormat." Her voice cracked. "I want a new look, a fresh start." Sonia, ever the anchor, wiped away her friend's tears. "Don't you dare waste your precious tears on a guy like that. He didn't deserve you. If anything, it's a blessing he left. But people like him. They need to learn a lesson." She glanced at Nisha with a fire in her eyes. "Where's he going to be tonight? Do you have a picture of him?" Nisha nodded, pulling out her phone. "Exams just ended, so he'll be partying at Copper Club tonight. Here's his photo." Sonia took the picture and slipped it into her bag. "Perfect. Trust me with your haircut," she said with a sly smile as she began snipping away. She started by trimming the length from the back, gradually cutting the hair into soft, elegant layers. She crafted bangs in the front and added large, bouncing curls at the back, giving the hair a fresh vibrancy. When she was done, Nisha looked in the mirror and smiled, truly smiled, for the first time in weeks. "Thank you, Sonia, not just for the haircut, but for everything." Sonia beamed. "You'll be fine. And hey, get ready for a surprise." Nisha raised a curious brow, but Sonia didn't elaborate. They exchanged kisses on the cheek, and Nisha walked away lighter, her reflection now reflecting the woman she wanted to be. But as the salon door clicked shut behind her, Sonia stared at Rahul's photo once more and whispered, "Watch out, Rahul. Princess Sonia is back. Roll out the red carpet. I'm coming tonight." Later that evening, Sonia strutted into Copper Club at 10:30 p.m., turning heads the moment she entered. Dressed to kill in a black mini skirt and a red spaghetti strap top, her makeup flawless and her hair cascading down her shoulders like a silken waterfall, she was a vision. She scanned the crowd discreetly until a familiar face caught her eye. Rahul, lounging at the bar, noticed her instantly. She'd expected someone taller, more striking, but he was merely average. Same height as her, lanky with collar-length black hair and pronounced eyebrows that struggled to give his face a rugged look. She casually approached the bar and ordered a Bloody Mary, positioning herself just close enough to catch his attention without seeming intentional. Predictably, he took the bait. "Hi, babe. Never seen you around before. First time here?" Sonia smiled, feigning innocence. "Actually, yes. I'm new in town. Just looking to make some friends." Rahul grinned. "Well, your search ends here. Once you have Rahul as a friend, you don't need anyone else." "Oh, really? And what makes you so special?" she teased. "That's for me to know and you to find out," he replied with a wink. "Interesting," she purred. "But this place is a bit loud to get to know someone. Want to come over to mine? I live alone. No one to disturb us for hours." Rahul couldn't believe his luck. To him, it was as if the gods themselves had gifted him an early Diwali. But what he didn't realize was that the roles were reversed. He was the fish, and he had just bitten down on the bait. They exited the club together and made their way to Sonia's apartment. Inside, she invited him to relax in the living room while she prepared drinks. He asked for rum with Coke, and Sonia returned quickly with 2 glasses. With deliberate care, she handed him one and sat close, making idle chit-chat. Then she dropped the final lure. "Hey, if you finish your drink fast, we can head to the bedroom. It's more comfortable there." That was all the incentive Rahul needed. He downed his glass and rose, but just as he did, he staggered, gripping his head and collapsed back onto the couch. When he awoke, it was Sunday morning. He was lying on a bed, completely naked, his arms cuffed to the bedposts, legs bound together at the ankles. He blinked in confusion, trying to make sense of what had happened. Then came the sound of giggles and female chatter just outside the room. "Hey, Sonia, why have you tied me up?" he shouted. The door opened. Sonia walked in, dressed in tight denim shorts and a snug white crop top that revealed her belly ring. Her hair was pinned up in a playful, messy bun, framing her face in an almost disarming way. "From now on, you'll call me Mistress Sonia. Got it? What the hell's going on? Untie me now and then see what I do," he barked. Sonia tilted her head. "Careful with that mouth, loser. You're already being punished for what you did to Nisha. You want more." "Nisha? I don't even know any—" But before he could finish, Sonia called out, "Nisha!" The door opened again, and in walked Nisha, dressed casually in jeans and a pink top, her hair pulled up into a high ponytail. The look on Rahul's face said it all. He now understood the trap he'd walked into. "Let him have a look," Sonia said. Nisha sat beside him and produced a series of photographs. In them, Rahul was fully made up, wearing a ridiculous red and yellow floral dress, dark red lipstick, over-the-top makeup, and his short hair styled into twin ponytails, cluttered with sliders and barrettes. Despite the efforts, his thick masculine eyebrows betrayed the truth. Then Nisha pulled out a compact mirror and held it up to his face, revealing that the only thing missing now was the dress. Everything else still clung to him. Panicked, Rahul screamed. Sonia calmly gagged him with a red ball and began snapping more pictures of his helpless form. "Shout all you want, sweetie. No one can hear you. Just remember, one wrong move and these pictures will be all over town. Be smart. Be a good girl." Rahul's protests weakened. He realized he was in a hopeless situation. He surrendered. Sonia leaned in close. "Welcome to Sonia's finishing school. I heard you've been a naughty boy, using people for your selfish needs. Now it's time to learn what it feels like to be used." She stood up and continued. "My maid and salon receptionist are on leave for a month. Lucky for us, you're free. Mornings, you'll do household chores, 11 to 6, receptionist at my salon. And evenings, you serve me. That's your new timetable. Behave, and maybe, just maybe, I'll let you go." She turned to Nisha. "Thought of a name for our little girl?" Nisha grinned. "How about Ria?" "Perfect. From now on, you're Ria," Sonia said with authority. Tears welled in Rahul's eyes, but Sonia stroked his cheek. "Don't cry, sweetie. I'll make it fun. Just be obedient, and everything will be wonderful." As Sonia prepared the next stage of Ria's transformation, she smiled slyly, brushing aside strands of her own hair as she reached for a jar of hot wax. "Good thing you left the gag on. she said to Nisha with a chuckle. "We're really gonna need it." Rahul, now Rhea, could only watch with dread. He'd often heard women speak about the torment of waxing, but now, bound and helpless, he was about to experience it in the most excruciating, comprehensive way possible. Nisha knelt at the foot of the bed, applying wax to his legs, while Sonia focused on his face, carefully avoiding the eyebrows for now. Each strip tore away not just hair, but remnants of his former identity. Every pull brought with it a surge of pain and humiliation, making Rhea squirm and writhe in the cuffs. The girls, meanwhile, found endless amusement in his reactions, giggling and whispering to one another as though they were enjoying a leisurely sleepover. Once the front of his body had been stripped of all hair, Sonia and Nisha untied him, only to turn him over and begin again on his back. The torture continued for another hour until every inch of his skin, except for his eyebrows and scalp, was smooth and bare. Sonia then retrieved a bottle of floral-scented lotion and began massaging it into his freshly waxed skin. The cool touch offered a brief respite, but the scent, the softness, the intimacy of it all only reminded Rahul of how far he had fallen. He was no longer a man in this moment, merely a canvas for Sonia's creation. "Time for something more delicate," Sonia announced as she opened a drawer and pulled out a lavender bra and panty set, followed by a silky nightie in a deeper purple hue. Nisha, holding the panties playfully, turned to him. "Step in, Rhea. We have loads to do." With robotic compliance, Rahul stepped into the lingerie, the silky fabric clinging to his now hairless body. Sonia adjusted the waistband with a mockingly maternal gesture. "Aren't you a sight?" she quipped. "Nisha, aren't you sad to see your ex-boyfriend like this?" Nisha let out a laugh. "Sad? I'm delighted. I only wish I'd done this sooner." Before Rahul could recover, Sonia directed Nisha to hold his hands firmly behind his back while she fetched a small sealed box. "Don't look so worried, sweetie," she said with faux sympathy. "You're just getting your new additions." She pulled out a pair of silicone C-cup breast forms and applied adhesive to their undersides. Rahul instinctively tried to back away, but Nisha's grip was solid. "Let me go," he demanded, voice muffled slightly through the gag. Sonia's tone turned sharp. "Stay still. You don't want those photos out there, do you?" His resistance melted. Sonia pressed the breast forms onto his chest and slipped the bra over them, adjusting the straps until they sat perfectly in place. The nightie came next, flowing down to his knees in soft waves. With each added piece, the illusion of femininity strengthened, becoming harder for Rahul, or Rhea, to deny. Sonia placed a salon chair in front of the vanity and tied his hands to its arms using satin ribbons. "I don't like a lot of movement when I'm working," she explained, retrieving a pair of tweezers. She perched herself on Rhea's lap, facing him, her posture both teasing and commanding. "Now, about these caterpillars," she said, referencing his thick eyebrows. "Please," Rhea pleaded, "don't pluck them. I'll do anything else. Just not that." Sonia raised an eyebrow. "You'll be working reception at my salon, Rhea. I can't have you greeting customers with those bushes over your eyes." And so it began. One by one, the hairs were yanked from his brows, reshaped and refined into thin, high arches. Rhea clenched the chair, his body jolting with each pull. After 10 minutes, Sonia paused. "What do you think, Nisha?" she asked. Nisha approached, tilted Rhea's face from side to side, and offered her verdict. "A bit thinner," she said with a grin. Sonia nodded and resumed her work. When she was finally done, she stepped aside and revealed the result in the mirror. Rhea stared at the reflection. Delicate, sculpted brows framed his eyes, giving him an expression of perpetual surprise and submission. His masculinity, once etched so clearly into his face, had been erased. "Now," Sonia continued cheerfully, "let's deal with your hair." She had Nisha carefully remove the ponytails and decorative sliders, dragging her fingers slowly through his short strands, savoring his discomfort. Sonia had already prepared an array of lotions, combs, clips, and scissors on the vanity. She washed his hair thoroughly, applying unfamiliar shampoos and conditioners that made his hair silky and light. Then came the extensions. As Sonia attached each one, Ria's anxiety rose. "Please," he whimpered, "just give me a bob, something short." Sonia laughed, her voice light and dismissive. "Don't be silly, Ria. The more hair, the more styles we can try. Don't rob us of the fun." By the time she was done, Ria's hair reached all the way to his waist. He blinked in disbelief at the sheer volume cascading around his face. "Time to add some color," Sonia declared, mixing up a batch of dye. Dark brown with streaks of light brown for contrast. She sectioned his hair meticulously, applying the color and wrapping sections in foil. As the dye set, she set a timer and clapped her hands. "Perfect time for a mani-pedi, wouldn't you say?" Nisha beamed. "I'll take the toes, you handle the hands." They filed, trimmed, and soaked his nails. Sonia applied long acrylic extensions shaped to feminine perfection and painted them a vivid pink to match the toenails. "Such lovely hands and feet," she said. "I think I deserve a reward tonight." Ria swallowed hard, unsure whether she was joking. The timer rang. Nisha washed the dye from his hair, conditioning it gently while massaging his scalp. When they were done, Sonia blow-dried it until it gleamed like polished silk. She then caped him once more and began cutting the hair into flowing layers, giving him a feathered cut with sweeping bangs. The transformation was nearing its climax. As she worked, Nisha captured the moment on her phone, delighting in each frame. When Sonia finished styling, she stepped back with pride. "There," she said, "a hairstyle worthy of royalty." The mirror no longer held Rahul's face. It showed Ria, hair softly framing a smooth face, eyes wide beneath sculpted brows, and lips trembling with uncertainty. And then came the makeup. Foundation smoothed across his skin. Soft purple eyeshadow kissed his lids. Eyeliner defined his gaze, while mascara and false lashes added drama. Blush warmed his cheeks. Pink lipstick coated his lips. "Perfect," Nisha whispered, kissing his cheek. Sonia appeared suddenly with a piercing gun. Before Ria could react, she had pierced each of his ears, once, then twice more. 4 holes total, quickly adorned with hoops and studs. Nisha then lifted his nightie and pierced his navel, slipping in a sparkling belly ring. But they weren't done. Sonia added a gold chain with a heart pendant, a set of bangles, silver anklets, and 6 rings on his fingers. Finally, she presented the finishing touch, hazel brown contact lenses. She slipped them onto his eyes with practiced care. His own gaze now mirrored Sonia's. "He's starting to look just like you," Nisha whispered. Sonia nodded. "That's the point. I always wanted a girl who looked like me, one I could control." She styled his hair into 2 side bunches, adding floral sliders. The transformation was complete. "Get up, Ria," Sonia commanded. He rose unsteadily and looked into the mirror. What he saw was a beautiful, delicate girl in lavender nightwear, pink lips, long lashes, flawless hair, and hazel eyes. A caricature of femininity, a mockery of his former self. "You look stunning," Nisha said. "In fact..." "Sonia, do you mind if I take her out tomorrow night? I've got unfinished business." Sonia laughed. "She's all yours, darling. First rights and all." The girls giggled while Ria blushed furiously, further humiliated. Nisha hugged Sonia goodbye and left. The room fell silent. "I'm exhausted," Sonia said at last. "Time to serve your mistress. Take off your nightie and wait for me." Ria didn't even hesitate. "Yes, mistress," he replied, his voice hollow. She emerged moments later in matching lavender lingerie, her hair loose and eyes glittering. She sat and handed him a brush. "Brush my hair, then style it like yours." He obeyed, slowly gathering the long strands and fixing them into twin bunches, mimicking the style she had forced upon him. "Now," she whispered, "do my makeup." "Same as yours." He complied, his trembling hands applying eyeshadow, blush, and lipstick. Sonia examined herself in the mirror and smiled. Her fantasy was fully realized. She turned to Rhea, pushing him onto the bed. "Are you ready for the time of your life?" Rhea didn't answer immediately. Then quietly he murmured, "Yes, mistress." The lights dimmed, and the room filled with the weight of surrender. Later, as they lay entangled in the soft lavender sheets, Sonia whispered into his ear, "Time to sleep, sweetie. Tomorrow's going to be a long, hard day." Rhea, formerly Rahul, closed his eyes, not with fear anymore, but with reluctant acceptance. "As you say, mistress," he whispered,